The promise was made on a bright afternoon when the son was cruelly honest about how little he had. His hands were shaking from hunger, his shoes were torn, and the world had already decided he was invisible. Yet in that small roadside cafe, with sunlight spilling across cracked tiles and the smell of cheap coffee hanging in the air, one simple act of kindness changed the direction of two lives forever. That was the day a struggling young man swore he would return someday, not with excuses, but with a future he could finally offer. Before the story pulls you deeper, take a second right now. If you believe kindness always comes back and second chances are real, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel Dreams Dairy. Your support keeps stories like this alive. His name was Arav Mehta, and at 24, he carried failure like a second skin. He had come to the city chasing success with a worn-out backpack and big dreams, only to be swallowed by rejection after rejection. Every morning, he walked through the busy streets under clear blue skies, watching other people hurry toward offices and cafes, pretending he wasn't counting every step to distract himself from hunger. That afternoon, his strength finally gave out, and he sat on the curb outside a small cafe, eyes fixed on the ground, trying to breathe through the shame. Inside that cafe worked Alina Cruz, a waitress known for her quiet smile and tired eyes. She worked daytime shifts, balancing plates while balancing her own life, supporting her younger brother and holding on to hope that life could be more than endless work and unpaid dreams. When she noticed Arav sitting outside, something in his stillness struck her. It wasn't desperation alone, it was dignity struggling to survive. Without making a scene, she brought him a plate of food she had paid for herself and placed it gently beside him. Arav looked up, startled, as sunlight caught the steam rising from the meal. That food tasted like survival, like someone had finally acknowledged his existence. In that moment, overwhelmed by gratitude and humiliation, he made a vow that sounded impossible even to himself, that one day, when he became successful, he would come back and build a life with the woman who fed him when he had nothing. Life did not magically improve after that day. Arav continued to struggle, sleeping in shared rooms, working odd daytime jobs, learning skills late into the afternoon and evening. But the memory of that kindness became his anchor. Whenever exhaustion threatened to break him, he remembered Alina's quiet generosity, the way she had helped without expecting anything in return. It gave him a reason to endure. Years passed under open skies filled with both hope and disappointment. Arav failed again and again, losing small businesses, being betrayed by partners, and nearly giving up more times than he could count. Yet each setback hardened his resolve. Instead of crushing it, slowly, painfully, he began to succeed. A tech idea finally took off. Investors noticed. The boy who once counted coins now signed contracts in sunlit boardrooms. Meanwhile, Alina's life remained modest. She continued working daytime shifts, her kindness often taken for granted. Dreams of a different future faded as responsibility weighed heavier. Sometimes she wondered about the young man she once helped, not because she expected anything, but because that moment reminded her she was capable of changing a life, even if only for a day. One clear afternoon, years later, a sleek car stopped outside the same cafe. Arav stepped out, no longer thin or trembling, dressed simply but confidently. The cafe looked smaller now, but the memories felt enormous. When Alina saw him, she didn't recognize him at first. It was only when their eyes met that something familiar stirred a feeling, not a face. Arav didn't come with arrogance or drama. He came with humility, gratitude, and proof that promises made in desperation can survive time. He spoke of how that single meal kept him alive, how her kindness became the foundation of everything he built. Alina listened, stunned, realizing that the quiet choice she made on an ordinary day had echoed through years. But life tested them once more. Alina struggled to believe that someone so successful could still see her the same way. Arav faced skepticism from those around him who didn't understand loyalty rooted in the past. Yet daylight has a way of revealing truth, and step by step, trust grew. Arav didn't try to rescue Alina, instead, he stood beside her, respecting her strength, honoring her journey. Their bond wasn't built on wealth but on memory, resilience, and shared humanity. The city that once crushed Arav now witnessed his return not as revenge, but as fulfillment. And Alina, who once gave without expecting, finally received without guilt. Before we reach the final moments of this story, take a pause here and comment your thoughts below. Do you believe small acts of kindness can truly change destiny in the end? Under a bright daytime sky, Arav kept his promise not just with success, but with commitment, respect, and love. The waitress who fed a starving stranger became the woman who shared a future with a man shaped by gratitude. Their story wasn't about riches, it was about remembering who you were when you had nothing and honoring those who saw you anyway. If this story touched your heart even a little, please like, comment, and share this video, and subscribe to Dreams Dairy. Your engagement means more than you know. It helps keep real, human stories alive for others who might need hope today.